Bartelson from Roanoke Academy of Gymnastics in Southwest Roanoke, Virginia. I'm a fifth-year level 10 and an 11th grader at Patrick Henry High School. I'm hoping to further my gymnastics career on a collegiate level.
I didn't really know that I would get as good as I did.
She's not a follower. She's always been a leader.
Actually, I've learned a lot from her, from being a kid, and even now, it's just being strong, being determined, being fearless.
I know in club, everyone's like, you don't understand your potential. To me, it was like, I'm just flipping, like that's all. And then once I got here, and it started being like more of a team thing instead of I'm just doing it because I like it.
She's very bouncy and had a ton of potential. I don't know that she really understood, and most freshmen, when they're coming in, it's difficult to find a freshman that really understands how to harness that potential and really be just a competitor from day one on all 4 events.
That's where a lot of my improvements came in, and me actually, I guess, meeting that potential that everyone had been talking about my whole life kind of fell into place. My mom was and is active duty in the Marine Corps. She went in when I was about 2 or 3 years old. So because of that, I was raised by my dad, and I saw her maybe like once or twice a year.
I'm the postal finance officer / the postal chief, so I'm in charge of the whole operation. It's just basically what you would do at a regular post office, but we're just the military side of the house. I would go home like 72 hours or 96 hours that we would have. Sometimes I would be able to take leave.
I did have help from her grandmother, which kind of balanced that out.
Since it was kind of always like that, I was used to it. So I mean, like Mother's Day or like holidays, I might be like, oh, I wish she was here, but I don't think it was like a too overly emotional thing.
Not being able to be there for her meets and things like that. I always watched it when she sent me the link on the internet.
When she started gymnastics, I saw the potential there, but she's always bouncy, running fast. She was as fast as a rabbit.
I don't want to say I was a hyper child, but I was a very active child.
She's always been like that. I mean, her grandmother, even when she was just starting to walk, said she would be a gymnast, and look, there she is.
My first impression of Denasiha when I got here was just raw talent, just an incredibly talented young lady.
She's a little firecracker. I mean, you can never tell when she's tired. She always has that extra power and effort. So I just think all around she's a little spunk.
My mom being active duty and like moving all the time and being in Japan and being in Iraq and stuff, she's actually only seen me compete once ever, and that was in level 9, so maybe when I was like, I'm not even sure what age that was, but in high school she saw me compete one time. But my dad, obviously because I lived with him, he was the one I traveled to meets with. He's at every meet.
I'm glad to actually be here for one of her meets. When she was back in club gymnastics, I was there all the time, but we'll actually get to see her compete and be in the environment, and especially at her home school.
It's gonna be super emotional because it's like the end of my last season of gymnastics, my family's there. It's just gonna be like really incredible. I get all like teary-eyed just thinking about it because I'm just really excited. Like it's gonna be awesome.
Sending us to the anchor on floor for Ball State. Denasiha Christian trying to seal the first conference win of the year for Ball State. A senior.
Preparing for her final pass. Round up by handspring double tuck. Huge, great landing.
The senior on senior day, Denasiha Christian, a 2-time MAC4 champion, and the anchor spot, all the eyes on her, and none more important than those set of eyes right there. Her parents,
This like sounds so cliche, but I feel like I want it to be more than just me. Like we talk a lot about like turning this program around because a lot of the other MAC schools are like, it's just Ball State. I want all the articles about how Ball State was winning and stuff like that rather than Denasiha Christian won floor, because it doesn't matter if I won floor and we lost that meet.
She's awesome. I'm interested to see which way she goes. It's a blank slate, you know what I'm saying? It's there for her to create.
Don't back down, because like you really don't know how much you can do until you actually do it.
I'm proud of you. Keep doing what you're doing. Every struggle you face, you're gonna see it in life, whether you're working or where you're on the other end of the world. Just keep doing what you're doing and believe in yourself and never doubt yourself.